Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Now these so-called religions are made up by men, and a lot of them was made up when the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans was in captivity. Now when you go to Colossians chapter 2, verse 8, it says, "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Yahawashah Amashiach." Now, these individuals came up with the theology or the philosophy of Christianity, to be a Christian. The blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans did not come up with this thing. You see, they did not come up with this thing. And so that's going to Colossians 1:26, when it say, "Even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to the saints." You see, this is the fact and the way that the truth has been hid by these individuals. But it's going deeper, because these so-called Israelites who are now hearing that they're not who they think they are. They're not black, they're not Hispanics, they're not Native Americans. Those names that was given to them by their slave master. The ones that want to stick to this, to the philosophies of these men and these Edomites who had us in captivity, according to Amos 1 and 9, and Amos 1 and 6, and Joel 3 and 6. These Edomites have us in captivity, and they want to stick to their philosophy. So let's go to Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, and see what the Most High says about these individuals. Now it says, "Let no man deceive you by any means." And see, that's what the situation is all about. They're being deceived. "For that day shall not come except there be a falling away first." The falling away is when the Israelites lost their inheritance and they needed to gain it back to return to the Most High. And it say, "For that day shall not come except there be a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Now verse 4 brings out what these people are doing. Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worship. So these individuals are participating in these Edomites exalting themselves above all that is worshipped. They are worshiping the Edomites. That's what they're doing by sticking to the philosophies and the deception that these people have created, because they have not created the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have not created that theology or philosophy that they're speaking of, according to coming out of the scriptures. Everything that they know and that they was taught by these Edomites. When you go to verse 9, it say, "Even him," no, let's jump up to verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. That means the Lord is going to prove these individuals, that they speaking of philosophy. He going to prove it with these words out of this Bible. That's the words out of the Lord's mouth. And verse 9 say, even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, these Edomites, with all power and signs and lying wonders. And this is what they're doing. In verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So these individuals, they didn't care about the truth of these Edomites made your theology, made your beliefs. These Edomites taught your foreparents these things on the plantation. These Edomites taught you Christianity and those beliefs out of this book before you even read the book. You had those beliefs before you read the book. The society have those beliefs, and they don't even believe in the book. They don't even believe in Christianity or in God, and they still have these beliefs. You see, that's the truth that these peoples do not love. They don't love that. They ignore the fact that these people came up with that Christianity, God love all nation theology. The law is done away with theology. That came from the Edomites. The Catholic Church had that in the 1400s. They was having major debates in the 1400s. Calvinists and other group. It was Calvinists and another group having a debate about this Christianity philosophy. When you Negroes was being exiled out of Spain and thrown on slave ships. So you can't come up and say you bringing up philosophy that's coming out of the Bible. No, these people had this philosophy. The popes and the Catholics had this philosophy way before you was even thought of. And you don't want to look at the truth of the situation. They want to follow and worship these people. And so that's all that's going on. They're worshiping the Edomites. Now when you go to Revelation 13, it brings the same thing out. In verse 12, 13, verse 12, it says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth of them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. You see, these individuals are worshiping these red dragons. And so that's the point of the situation. They don't care what the Bible says. They rather worship these Edomites and their philosophies of men, doctrines of men. But I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, B'Shem Rekakadash, double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. The kingdom is at hand. Shalom.